Hey there everyone, this is Cass with SCNS Live. Thank you so much for listening. If you'd like to check out the video version of this, you can check it out on YouTube. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, all at SCNS Live. Thank you so much and enjoy the show.
What's up, everybody out there in the toy universe? It is time for an all-new episode of Alternate Heads, the only and best toy podcast out there that you need to be listening to. I am Jason the X. My boys over here.
Hey!
That's Near. That's Bryce. And holy crap, we have a table full of toys. What? We've got to set boundaries here.
We need to make a bigger table.
I'm not making another table. No.
You just need to buy a second one. That's all.
Just for... What? How about one with random pegs just sticking up from the table?
I don't need those.
Considering you use this table for like 4 other shows that we have on this network, I think...
I think everyone else might have one. Well, we have action figures on the table for those shows too. It's just this one is predominantly just taken over by action figures.
This table is not big enough for my collection.
Ooh,
on a weekly basis.
We're going to get into this again.
Oh, man. We started before the show. It took us 30 minutes to calm down, okay?
Okay. So what happened before the show is, if you notice over here on the table cam, to the right of the table, that's all the stuff that's shared by Near and I over there. We share that space. Bryce, we didn't realize, has his own area over there.
As it should be.
He just loads figures, and Near's like, oh yeah, just go ahead and bring some of yours over. I'm like, no, don't bring any of his over there. He's got enough space, because I just realized we're sharing.
Yeah,
and Bryson has his own just area over here.
Everything is as it should be. I have a lot of real estate over here, but I deserve more because this is prime real estate that needs the best scale in toys.
This is the lengths I've had to go to. We normally have a toy cam. Nope, I have another toy cam this week just for the stuff that Bryce has brought. So,
which is the way it should have been to begin with.
No. And then he starts on this. Migos are the best thing out there. Which, boy,
Migos are cool, but you can't tell me that an 8-inch scale is better than 6-inch when all I own are 6-inch.
Oh, we got
bigger is better, Nathan.
We got a lot
of...
That's
not what my wife says.
Quality over quantity.
Wow.
I don't know. Which is something that I'll be getting into this show because kicking it off, Hasbro had to cheat to get that Unicron past the... Okay, so we started... the Cookie Monster fell to the wayside. That thing's not getting...
both sad, but not surprised.
But Unicron was not there. So what did they do? They have literally moved the goalpost. So now that Kickstarter has 29 more days as of now, 9 hours, 36 minutes. They have reached 5,658 of their backers. They need to get to 8,000.
They're not going to make it. I know that they're extending it because they want to make it, but they would have made it sooner if they had listened to the rest of the audience. No, I get why they did it. We've already had this conversation where I've talked about it's because it's a business. They don't want to drop that amount of money in hopes that somebody's going to come and get it. They want all the money so they can go ahead and process it. But most of the fan base is saying, if you made a payment plan option where instead of me dropping $600, I could give you maybe $100 over 6 months or $200 over 3 months, something like that. If you gave them the payment plan option, that's what you're doing. But they increased the length of time, I guess, in a way to do that, where it's like, okay, well now I can save up my money over that course, but I see why they did it. I don't like that they did it.
Well, the other problem that we now have, because in case y'all didn't know, this show is going to be mostly about customs and add-ons and things we do to make our figures better or fill in holes in our collection. And I didn't realize how much third-party Transformers technically are considered a form of custom. With that said, a company out there, Zeta Toys, has released some prototype images for their Unicron. And if you look in the pictures that I provided, oh my God, this thing looks Okay, the Unicron that Hasbro is coming out with, basically it's a globe is in 3 sections on the back of the robot, and it's pretty obvious. It is literally a shell former. This Unicron is not. It looks fantastic, and it is not. They haven't announced the price, but they said it's possibly going to be about half of what Hasbro is asking for their Unicron.
So I like it. It looks good. It also shows like the different faces, just like what this Unicron's trying to do, where they were like, hey, we're going to give you another one. I like this one better because it's got more of that G1 look as opposed to the Unicron that they're trying to give us. That's like a mixture of the Michael Bay with the Siege line. And I'm more of the G1 guy, which is why I'm still upset that I'm going to get this shell shaded transform. Just shut up.
So this is made by Zeta?
Zeta Toys.
Okay.
It's a third-party company. And boy, but we got a little video here that I'm going to stop playing right now. But you know Hasbro has to be mad as hell about this. Because I'm going to admit, I'm going to pull my money away from the Unicron. And I'm going to get this because I'm sorry. This looks better. I have space to think about. Zeta Toys has knocked it out of the park. That looks like a G1 Unicron right there.
Man, I would bring up that argument again, but I don't want you yelling at me again, okay?
About what?
I can't cry more.
So, yeah, I'm sorry, but you're going to make up. It's clearly ripping off something that another company has come up with as well. There's a part of me that feels guilty, but then also there's a part of me that just wants a good-looking Unicron on my shelf.
You get half of your money back.
I got toys to buy.
It's a great deal if you like the paint apps and everything.
Man, you and I collect the standard glory that is the amazingness of 6-inch figures, and there's a lot coming out in October. It's about to drop.
It's a shame. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that money back, but if I am, well, we'll see. But this is definitely on my radar. So,
and how tall is it?
I forget the exact specs. I think this one's like 27 inches. I think it's bigger than the Unicron that Hasbro's making. I do know that much.
Okay.
They did have some scale pictures up there, but it
looks impressive.
Some of those. I think somebody had a picture of it next to the newest MP44 Optimus Prime, and it's pretty damn big. So yeah, that's on my list, and I got limited real estate space, so something's gonna have to go, and I don't know if it's that one. Anyway.
Yeah, and you still got to make room for Mezco and Mego.
Well, Mezco's definitely. But yeah,
you'll get there.
Also, the other watch that we're watching is Plunderlings.
So, Plunderlings, the Kickstarter did officially kick off on the day that we released the episode. By the way,
and we funded them immediately.
We funded them immediately.
We're in the same category, right?
Yeah, we went ahead and we funded them.
We get 4.
We're going for 4, just because I'd go more if I could, but.
Yeah.
As of right now, I can only kick off the 4. So right now they're at 4. Within the first day, I want to say they hit 50%. I'm super close to it. Currently, as of right now, they still have 37 days left. Ooh, I kicked the page away. They still have 37 days left, and they're currently at 84% funded. They are asking for $65,000. They have got $55,000 in basically. I mean, it's.
And just to let you guys know, we record this as of Saturday, so it'll be up on Monday. If you can support Plunderlings, because we've unlocked the next tier, so the ones I want.
The way Plunderlings works with their Kickstarter is they're asking for $65,000, and if they make it to $65,000, they're going to go ahead and start producing. It's an all or nothing type of project. So if they don't make $65,000 by the end of the time that they're given, then they're just not going to make the Plunderlings. It's just not going to happen. But they've done like some decent marketing videos. Like the Plunderling video that they have on their Kickstarter is actually hilarious. I love it. Mm-hmm. But then they also have like if they exceed that goal, the more money they get, the more tiers they unlock. So technically, written into the story is like in our case where we have 4, you can get any of the 4 that are available as of whatever tier is unlocked. So when we first pledged, we could only get the first 4, which was the Raiders. So we could get all 4 of them. As of right now, I want to say the Nomads are unlocked.
The Nomads are unlocked.
So we can now pick between Goyle and Tough. I would really like the red one. I want Fury, but we can't get them until they reach $100,000. So, I mean, if they could make it to $100,000, that would be really cool. I'm going to be happy with any of the Plunderlings that I ultimately get to begin with, but that would really be cool. And they've got more Plunderlings down the line. I can't talk about it yet They have asked me specifically not to.
But thank you for sharing things with us.
I love that they're in communication with us. They've actually shown us the next set of the figures that have the stuff going on, and I'm really excited for them. And then they kind of told us more ideas that they have in the future. So if Plunderlings takes off, there's a lot of cool stuff to come.
We should try to Skype interview with those guys or something.
That'd be great.
Yeah, we'd love to have them.
But I was looking at their page. Kudos to the two people that were able to pledge $816 because they're getting 32 Plunderlings with all the accessories and hands and heads and everything. 2 people could do that. That's awesome.
I really like the participation that they're going with as well, since they're still making them. They recently ran a poll to ask if you would like hinge joints that are going to go up and down or vertical. And honestly, I think the vertical ones were the right choice. It's my idea, not my idea. I personally believe that you should have vertical joints whenever you have a weapon holding hand. Having something go up and down like this makes no sense if I'm holding a weapon because it doesn't look right.
Right.
So Plunderlings coming with all of those accessories needs to have those vertical hands, just those vertical hinges, because they're holding weapons. It makes more sense to have that accurate range of motion. So I 100% agree, and so did everyone else that voted. So I'm really happy to see that even while in development, they're still tweaking and tuning to try to make things easier for everybody.
So kudos, to kick to Plunderlings. I'm really hoping they make their goal. We want to support them. And HasLab, hey, I don't know, man. I don't know.
The Barge did really well with HasLab. Cookie Monster didn't take off at all, which was really sad. Unicron wasn't going to make it, and then they pushed it. I still don't think it's going to make it. I mean, it's still got, 20 days left, and Plunderlings is beating it out.
The price tag was too high on Cookie Monster. That was the problem.
It's a shame. But, yeah, we do need to get to some new acquisitions this week, and I'm going to the real Toy Cam. Oh, did you see the salt that I just threw there? Okay.
You mean the secondary Toy Cam?
I hate that I got off of the camera to see the widening of the eyes from Bryce.
I got a question for both of you. I mean, out of all the flavors that you could possibly be, why go salty?
So, all right, new stuff for mine on the table. I did pick up Masterpiece Megatron, Masterpiece Movie Megatron.
Looks good.
Really good figure. You think looking at the transformation would be very complicated. After you kind of get it, it's not. And
I'd still throw it against the wall. I hate the transforming.
No. And over on the other end, I did get Masterpiece Movie Jazz. He actually has a feature where you can split him apart to reenact the scene where Megatron rips him apart. And I'm like, why the disrespect, yo? Why you got to have that? And I saw the new Studio Series Optimus that has the trailer, the Transformers to the Weapons platform, the Jetwing Optimus Prime. It is essentially the same figure that came with the Voyager one with a different chest. Was it worth it? I'm still waiting for that. It's the same figure, except for that trailer and a bunch of accessories that are not as well painted as we saw in prototype pictures.
It happens a lot.
A little bit mad about that. I think you as well found the new White Queen in Walgreens. Did you get the Emma Frost figure?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, she's starting to pop up. I was able to, first one I went to, I found her. So yay. Still on the lookout for that Black Ranger with the gold armor.
So that one's not supposed to come out until October from what I've heard. You can get them on...
No. It's almost October.
It's almost October. I mean, it's the beginning of September. We only have 3 weeks to go. And knowing Walgreens, he might pop up a little bit sooner. But certain characters you can get from other third-party sites. I'm not going to get the Black Ranger from a third-party site.
No.
But yeah, he's going to start popping up in October supposedly. But yeah, Emma Frost is already here. There's a lot of stuff popping up apparently right now.
The other one I did pick up some of the Studio Series Constructicons to make Devastator. So I'm down to 4 of the 7 I need. I got an arm and 2 feet right now. So we're on, as I like to call, Devastator Watch 2019. So Devastator Watch currently is at 4 of the figures needed. I think I need 1 for another arm, body, and a head. So
we need professional editors so we can go ahead and have a graphic for Devastator Watch.
The other thing we took advantage of this week, San Diego Comic-Con exclusives through Hasbro Pulse.
Yes, we did.
I think we both got the Grandmaster and the Collector Pack.
Yes, we did. Since I already own a Grandmaster, I went ahead and kept my personal Grandmaster from the Collector Pack inside of its packaging, so it's still up. I mean, the package is open because I considered opening it. And then I was like, I'll just keep it on display. So I have it in its little box. The collector looks great. I love this collector, and especially with the announcement that they're not going to re-release the collector in a single carded release, this being the only time that you could get it. Of course, me and you took advantage of it.
Wow, I missed that.
Yeah, so they're not re-releasing it. So it's the same thing with like where we talked about last time with SDC, where I got the Iron Fist and the Colleen.
But you're not gonna open it up for your exclusive Carlo figure?
No,
it's
the cheapest plastic for it too.
This is a figure. This is Carlo.
It is such.
I pardon you from life. Zing!
God,
this is an action figure. No points of articulation.
Look how hollow it is. Look at the bottom of it.
I'm going to look at the bottom of it. I'm going to look at this part. Look, that's a Carlo figure. Hang on. Look. Please, don't kill me, brother. Or cousin. Is it cousin?
I don't remember.
Don't kill me. See, and then he got killed. But, now we have a Carlo figure.
Well, you and I were disappointed with parts of the release as well. I mean, I talked about the fact that I didn't mind that the collector came with another orb. I found my orb shortly after I said that, so I kind of now I have 2 orbs. Now I kind of wish what they had given me was the ether, so that way we could have started having all of the Infinity Stones, because I know they already made the staff. I don't own that one, but still, the point is that I would have loved to have multiple versions of the Infinity Stones beforehand, which we're not going to get. And it was just a bunch of cardboard inside of this giant bulky packaging, and it was such a disappointment. I mean, I love the Grandmaster figure, and I love the collector figure, but they could have done a little bit more with it.
Oh, I found it was his cousin. Damn, that's cold-blooded. All right, that's all of my acquisitions this week off the Toy Cam. Neil, what else do you have, since they're all just kind of peppered in there together?
Well, I also got, sticking with San Diego, I did finally pick up the 2-pack for the Power Rangers, so I have the Zeo Gold and the Red Rangers, so I can stop messing with yours.
Welcome.
Unfortunately, I don't have the best of luck.
Oh.
So I've had some pretty poor luck with figures lately. I know we messed up the review, so there's no way no one's going to see it. But when I got the Iron Man and the Iron Spider 2-pack, I tried to pull off the head of one of the figures, and the joint part that's right here on the neck popped off with it. So we had to go grab pliers, pull the joint out, reconnect it, add on the head that we wanted it to be.
And it was loose as well.
And now it's not as bad. I've gotten it better, but it was a little loose. And I was like, well, that's ridiculous. I hope that doesn't happen again. So I open up my 2-pack of the Red Ranger and the Gold Ranger, and I look closely at it because something's wrong. And my Gold Ranger has 2 right feet.
So he's not going to dance well.
He's not going to dance properly. Like, I double-checked underneath it, and I sent the picture to Jason. My Gold Ranger has 2 right feet. I contacted Hasbro. They have yet to contact me back.
They're like, oh, no, don't answer that dude. We don't have any more of that.
I wasn't even mad. I was just like, look, it's not that big a deal. But, like, this stuff keeps happening because, and I'll get to another one that happened to me as well. And I'll send you the pictures again. So
oh, my God!
Does your Ranger have 2 right feet?
No. He has 2 left feet.
See, my Red Ranger's good.
Oh my God! Mother! Oh! Hang on! Let me go to my cam.
That doesn't happen in Mego.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Okay, I'm gonna try to focus in there, but yeah. Hold up. So you've got 2 right feet.
I have 2 right feet,
and I have 2 left feet.
Well, they're the same feet. We'll just pop one off of each other.
We need to. Wait, are they the same?
I think so. Actually,
are the boots the same? The boots are the same.
Hey, man, we're doing custom.
We found the QC.
Hey, you guys got a custom made.
Yeah, we got customs working. We'll do the pop-off method.
We found the 2 figures that have the QC issue. My Red Ranger is 2 left. Oh, I'm so mad now.
You went months without knowing, too.
Oh, my God, it does. You've got 2 right feet. I got 2 left. Okay, so we got to soften this plastic up. Figure out.
The two of you really should. 2 of you really should do some ball.
Well, there's ankle rockers in it, so we could just pop it off at the peg.
Oh my God! So wait, we can pop it off at the peg.
Yeah, we'll just pop it off at the peg.
Okay.
Don't do it now. We'll do it later. We'll do it after the show.
So your Gold Ranger and my Red Ranger of QC is just.
That's really
funny.
Look
at this shit hurt. Oh!
Moving back to new acquisitions. scattered throughout the wave. Some of the stuff I didn't pick up recently. This was stuff that I picked up a while ago. So I still have the last DC Universe multiverse wave with the Killer Croc stuff. Where God, there's so much inconsistency with this. Like I got like so it's that awesome Ninja Batman, and then you have this Killer Croc, which still looks really good, but then it uses the body mold from King Shark, and it's just not what I would want from a big bulky figure. It still looks good, and I love that it's a part of my collection. But then you have something like Red Hood, which looks phenomenal, until you realize that the guns that are in his holster are sculpted in and didn't come with additional guns for Red Hood.
That's trifling.
Man,
I was so upset.
How does he not have gun accessories?
That would not happen with Mego.
No, shut up. no gun accessories.
I'm making up a counter now.
Just put it up in the corner. And then we have, we got Katana. She came out really well. Robin came out really well. Alfred is probably the key figure here. He came with double jointed elbows. So that way he could hold his tie. We have ridiculously.
That's great. So he's now more
articulated
in the way that he can serve his orange juice to Batman.
Yeah, but the main thing that I love about this figure is
the alternate heads.
The alternate heads.
Roll credits.
No, representing so many generations of Alfred movie, comic.
So, that's clever.
That is, and
it's so hard.
Adam
to pick.
West series.
Yeah. I cannot pick. So, like, I didn't watch the Adam West.
Look good.
They all look amazing. I ultimately stuck with the one from the movies that I watched because I loved those. But it's a toss up for me. Like I really wanted to do the comic book one and I wanted this one, but I ultimately stuck with this one.
Maybe you need to get a second Alfred.
I might as well just get 4 Alfreds.
I think
so Bruce can always be flanked by
the reason that one looks so good is it's really the glasses.
Yeah.
Because they nailed that part of it.
Yeah. They did a good job with this figure.
It gives it just a little bit more than the other figures. I like the comic version myself.
The comic one looks good. It's honestly a toss-up. The only reason I haven't kept switching them out is I put them in a bag, put the bag away, so I would stop thinking about it.
Yeah, good. I'd say that's probably the best figure out of that wave.
Yeah. And then we picked up the other DC figures that also came out, which came out with they were the Toy Biz tribute figures is what they were called. They came out with Batman, Poison Ivy, and Joker. I did not care for Batman. I know that it was supposed to be the Michael Keaton Batman. I just didn't care for it. It didn't look good to me. It looks bad. It didn't have good articulation to it either. Joker has double jointed elbows, and Batman didn't. It just didn't make sense. I love the Joker. The Joker came out. I'm so happy about this figure. It's a good send off to DC.
What is the accessory with that?
It came with tons of them actually.
Okay.
It came with, I don't remember all the accessories, but one of the big ones that it came with hands. One of the big ones that it came with, and I'll show it to you.
Did it come with a Joker fish?
It came with an alternate flower piece on the lapel. So this one you put in, but you can just pop off the flower. So the flower pops off, and it came with another one that has a hole in the flower part with an acid spraying effect. So you could have him holding the flower like this and spraying acid.
That is cool.
Like it's a good callback figure. I really like the effects that it came with. I like the face. It looks good.
Yeah.
This might be one of my favorite classic Joker figures. And then moving on to like I said, it honestly is a good send off from DC. Like we have Super Skinny Dick Grayson.
Right?
This is it. Like they had other figures that I was really hoping that they were going to give me before the end of December because they still had like Mammoth as like a collect and connect and stuff like that. But after this, we're moving to McFarlane, and to be honest, I love the DC's Mattel's waves. There's a lot of problems with them. Yeah, they have the weird Y crotch as a big issue, and their articulation's just not as good as Hasbro. It's just not. But I liked the plastic. I liked the way it feels, and because of the way that it scales, I like my figures. There's no way that I'm just gonna put them away and go ahead and start collecting the DC figures that are coming from McFarlane. Don't get me wrong. I'll probably collect like 1 or 2 of them, depending on which ones they release.
You got to see what it's going to look like.
Yeah, I have to know. And I'm going to collect all the Flash figures. I just love the Flash. And if they make a Joker, I'll pick up a Joker and stuff like that. But they won't scale the same way. Like McFarlane figures, they're a little bit taller because they're more 7-inch scale, which is just ridiculous because I don't need a figure that's going to stand the same size as my Hulk. I just don't.
Yeah. All right, what else you got this week?
We went ahead and I picked up the Hasbro 2-pack for Overwatch. I managed to get the Genji and the Hanzo figures.
Jealous?
I love them. I found them when I went to go to GameStop to find the other one that I picked up, but I got the Hanzo and I got the Genji. They look great.
Still no potato.
I still cannot find the potato.
I know there's another friend of mine that collects Overwatch figures. He actually messaged me. He's like, "Where is the Zarya?" I'm like, "I have no idea, dude."
Now, I have found a Zarya, but not the one we're looking for. I found the GameStop exclusive 4-pack.
Yeah, I passed it.
I don't care about the alternate colors, but seeing that Zarya in that pack makes me want her more because she looks so good. She's a big, bulky figure. Looks like she's got a decent range of articulation.
I did see a review for her on the Foosh. They gave it a really good review. They said the joints are really tight on there, especially with her huge cannon and the effect piece. So, yeah, good engineering on that. Hopefully, we don't get one with 2 left feet or 2 right feet.
I'm looking forward to Zarya, but I really do like Hanzo and Genji. I don't play the game, like I said. I really should. I probably should now that it's coming to Switch. But I own it. I'll probably give it a shot. But I really do like the way those figures came out. And then, of course, I also picked up good old Cowboy Logan. And I love this 80th anniversary Cowboy Logan. It's what I've been saying with the 80th anniversary figures for a while. 80th anniversary is a good way to give us figures that we would never get. Because if you told me in an X-Men wave where I had to get all of the figures to build the Build-A-Figure that I had to get Cowboy Logan, people are going to get angry. Who wants the Cowboy Logan other than me? But I love the figure. It looks great. And I have to pose it without the hands, with the claw hands, because that was another QC issue. I went to pop off the hands and the joint that's right here on the wrist. Popped off. Won't stick on. So I can't display him with claw hands even if I wanted to. So now I have to display him without claw hands, which is fine. I was going to anyway.
That's going to bring me to another topic, but go ahead and just keep on.
I just haven't had a good week for QC problems. That's been my thing. But ultimately, I love that Cowboy Logan. I can't stop gushing.
Anything else on the table that you want to give?
That's really all I have for new.
Customs? Bryce.
Okay, so let's talk about new products from FTC before I talk about my acquisitions.
Okay.
So they are doing the Batman 66 line in boxes now, and they're really sharp looking. You should be able to see pictures of the Cape Crusaders, Batman and Robin in their boxes, and they look really well done with the actual likenesses of the actors between Adam West and Burt Ward. Of course, they have them all available in boxes. You can now buy, the Riddler, the Penguin. They're really well done and affordable at $19.99 is the price point on these.
It's not bad.
No, it's not. It's really good.
The head sculpts are really good.
Yeah. Oh, they're awesome. Yeah. I've got almost the entire line.
The Mr. Freeze.
The Mr. Freeze, you can get him in his ice box. There's an ice box for you. You can get Eartha Kitt and Julie Newmar's Catwoman. You can get them in their cat box.
I don't know about that Julie Newmar. That mask looks all kinds of janky.
Well, it looks better in person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Both masks look
both
weird.
masks are I think that's just more of it in the box.
Yeah. It does look better in person.
Okay.
I don't own those two, but my friend Johnny has them and they look great. FTC. I'm sorry. What was that?
Every time you say it, I just keep thinking of that one song. Granted, it's the FCC. Just keep going.
Okay. So FTC is also doing a line of KISS figures, but I'm going to segue into also a new acquisition just for a moment. So I really like what Mego's done with their KISS figures. This is the Gene Simmons demon figure.
Why is that barcode over the... Oh, never mind.
Yeah, well, that's
He's
the
not
way
a mitten box guy anyway.
That's the way it was sent to me in the mail on the...
Well, we talked about that once, is what made you decide which ones to open, which one you don't, and it comes down to the box quality, and that box is all bent up.
Yeah, this box isn't good. But the figure's really well done. FTC and Mego both have the license for KISS, and Demon looks pretty cool here. He's more affordable than the FTC version, but here you have the molded hair. FTC does actual hair. Rooted, yeah. So it's, I guess, pick which one you like.
I think the face came out really well.
Yeah, I think it's real.
I'm looking at, at least one of these FTC ones that you, is that the one in the suits? Is this FTC?
Yeah, so
I like their head sculpts better than I like the Mego ones.
Yeah, you're gonna pay more for those, but they are well done. The suited figures, that's the Dress to Kill line from their album from 1975 called Dress to Kill. Those are the loose figures. You see the whole group of 4. I think they're good looking figures.
I'm going to get you this Trump one.
Yeah, I think they're cool. So now FTC is also doing the presidential line, which has about 8 or 9 figures in it, and they look great. You've got President Lincoln, which fills in a Mego Star Trek gap that our fans, fans of Star Trek are going to love. So you can pick up a Lincoln for your Star Trek group.
That Lincoln does look good.
Now, within the presidential line, you have also the villain line. You have your heroes and your villains, which, every toy line needs villains, right? So you got Tricky Dick. We got Richard Nixon. I am not a crook. Yeah, you are. You were impeached. And, of course, we also have current president that likes to suggest nuking hurricanes.
Does he come with a Sharpie accessory?
I was thinking it. I wasn't going to say it.
I wish the hair had been more of a mess.
I really think
and kind of standing up and looking more like
it should have been an additional accessory. It should have popped off.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, that's 3 villain presidents. That's great. I got 3 knives. I need target practice.
So, Figures Toy Company has a lot of product available. You can look them up. FiguresToyCompany.com. And a new reveal that was just shown this week, which is interesting to Batman fans, I'm sure. Bane.
That looks pretty sweet.
It does look good.
Looks pretty nice.
Man, he's got some baggy pants, though.
Yeah, that's okay.
I think, they're dealing. I
like the boots.
Have they done a buck on, like a buck that size?
The body on this is the same one as on steroid weightlifting Man-Bat. So, yes, it's the same body. Same body style.
Referencing this. Okay, so he's had to move an action figure, so we did come to an agreement. We need to come up with something like, how long until something falls over on the table?
I'm hoping that none do.
Hopefully none.
If we can make it through an episode, we need to have some guys. Suggest if something falls off, we should have to do something. If nothing falls off, we should have to do something too.
So that's a good idea.
See. That Bane looks really good.
Yeah. You're finally getting your first retro cloth Bane created by Chuck Dixon and Graham Nolan. Those are the comic book creators of Bane. So that's pretty cool. I like that. We don't know when it's coming exactly, but FTC has a lot of product in the pipeline and should be interesting. And I also want to throw a shout out to their current available Hawkman, which has a great head sculpt. I don't have it yet, but I want it.
That is a stern jaw right there.
That is a good looking head sculpt right there.
That is a man on a mission.
That's just
Yeah. He is awesome. All right. So that is the FTC roundup that I wanted to present, which I find I've always liked all of their product, and hopefully they'll continue to put out more DC figures because we definitely need more. As for new acquisitions, let me move on. It won't take long I've already shown you the Demon from the Kiss Mego.
I am at your toy cam now.
But
camera's a little dark.
We have this awesome 14-inch Aquaman. So Arthur Curry has come ashore to my home, and he looks pretty cool. He looks really cool. I really like this head sculpt. I was afraid they might do a reuse of a already being used head sculpt, but they decided to go with a brand new head sculpt, which was nice.
Always good. You know, we always generally get new head sculpts with 6-inch figures.
You've had some reuse. We've had some
plenty of reuse.
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of reuse. But this is cool.
We'll be getting into.
Comes with a trident. They didn't have to do the trident, but I'm glad they did. So bring on Mara, Mego. Bring on Mara. The other toy acquisition I will make note of is not truly new. I've had it for a little while, but this is Richie Cunningham, 2019 edition by Mego, and this is going to transition us into our customs talk, which I've long been a fan of customs, love custom figures, and I love some of the things I've seen on the internet, and some of them were just too hard to pass up. Mego, as you can see, did their own custom. This original Richie Cunningham, you can see here on the screen, on the right-hand side of the screen, is from 1976. This is the redo 43 years later. It's different material. You know, it's the jacket style is different. The pants are a different material. The shoes are different. So it's an updated version of Richie. I'm sure they couldn't get a hold of all the same materials that they used back in the 70s. You know, some of that stuff's just not available anymore. So on to customs.
Before we go
yes.
into more custom talk, I
Okay.
think we need to talk about the other stuff that we have toy-wise that we're looking for.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I do have some bad news.
Oh,
For all of us as collectors. We are seeing the first company that is saying they are raising prices now. This is due to new tariffs, a lot of our toys being made overseas. Hasbro has announced they are planning to raise prices, and they're trying to modify. But from Brian Goldner, who is the CEO, he said, we're having conversations with our retailers, and of course, regarding the future of the company, as a temporary solution, Hasbro is planning to pass on the price increase to the customer and therefore safeguarding it for retailers. Because with other stores not wanting to pick up things like Toys R Us did, they're going to be picky and choosy on what they get, which makes things worse for us. So they're going to pass it on to us for now. So be prepared for that. Granted, Hasbro's the first one announcing this. Guarantee it's going to happen with other companies that we pick
Diamond
ourselves up.
Select announced it too.
Yeah. Oh, Diamond Select. Oh, see, here we go. We're having conversations with our retailers, and of course, we will pass along those costs. The company hopes to effectively pass on those costs by mitigating the margin internally, but ultimately, it's going to be us that are going to pay the price for this. That's what happens with tariffs. We pay them. So, yeah. With time, you can redesign and redevelop your product lines with those tariffs in mind, but they have to do something now. We don't have time, so they're here.
Well, Hasbro's been kind of talking about this for a while now. They talked about the fact that, especially when they were doing with the new face sculpts and stuff like that, having that photoreal tech of increasing the prices. And I don't want them to increase the prices, but there's nothing I can do, and I collect their line, so I'm gonna just kind of have to deal with it. But they were talking about, like, well, maybe we should adjust the boxes, maybe we should adjust the figures, maybe we should get rid of the Build-A-Figure. They've made those recommendations before. I mean, they're going to do what they want to do. I'm going to collect the line regardless. I'm just not happy about it.
They did let out some numbers. 90% of their stock was made in China. It is now down to about 67%, and they hope to have it at 50% by the end of 2020. So you can see they're having to move factories and everything. So this is what happens. Then, unfortunately, we as toy collectors, we are literally going to pay the price for this. So bad news, but it's reality. So, yeah.
Bummer.
I wanted to get that out of the way. Let's look at some pretty toys and, get that stank out of our mind. For
I need a moment.
You said that you recently, and one that I'm thinking about picking up, the Ninja Turtles Batman packs. You saw those in the store.
So they're starting to hit GameStops. They run about $50 per pack.
Yeah.
I took a look at them. I've mentioned this before on the show, and I kind of still stand firm on this one as opposed to my opinions on Power Rangers over the last few episodes. But I watched Ninja Turtles when I was a kid. It just didn't grab me the same way it grabbed everybody else. But Raphael has always been my favorite turtle. So I generally go and pick up most Raphael figures. But in these two packs, it's from the movie, the animated movie from Ninja Turtles with Batman and stuff like that. So I believe it's Leonardo comes with Batman. Raph is with Robin, Damian Wayne. It's Mikey. I want to say Mikey's with Batgirl.
Yeah, but that pack's not out yet. But you can get Mikey.
Yeah, Mikey's
as
with
Batman.
Alfred. That's what it is. You can
it's Alfred.
It's Mikey with Alfred, and then it's Batgirl with Donatello, and then you can get the exclusive, which is Mikey dressed as Batman. And I want to say that there's one more that's supposed to come out. I want to say it's like Shredder and Ra's al Ghul, which is supposed to come out as a pack as well. but as of right now, I think you can only find the Leo and the Raph 2-packs right now, and I've come across both of those in pretty heavy supply. I can tell you exactly where to go get one. And I've almost picked up Raph, but I've been hesitant because I don't want to drop the money to pick up, especially with the fact that I mainly just want it for Raph and not for Damien.
I like the look of them.
They look so well together. And I also love this week because kind of going into the fact that we are going to talk about customs, the gentleman that does the capes for those, they're cloth capes this time around. And those cloth good capes generally do a really good job. I want to say there's wire in them as well to help you with posability. I'm not 100% sure on that one. I haven't picked one up. But like with the Mikey one, I know that it had more posability. Same thing with Batman. And there was it's a guy that does those for a living. He did those as like custom work, and you could go and buy from him directly. They contacted him and said, will you make the capes for us? So he's been a little busier now.
I love the accessories. These look like good packs. I think they're worth the $50.
They do look good. Like I said,
they do look nice. The cloth is a step in the right direction.
They scale really well. From the picture that I can see,
you can go ahead and cheese all you want to.
the Robin doesn't.
Even with Mezco products that I buy, I like the cloth goods that they come up with.
Cloth, I've said this before, where cloth and plastic, I can go with either. It just really depends. It has to be done well. Like on our Black Series, when we get the little cloth goods for our Black Series figures, mainly use the hoods. Those are horrible. I hate those. They don't fit. They're either too big, or the hood won't stay on, or the string is too loose. There's a lot of problems. But in like the case of this one right here with Batman and his cloth cape, looks phenomenal.
For example, this guy right here. I mean,
it just doesn't look good.
I can't pull it down because I have to like tuck it or something, and it still doesn't look great. So I probably could have doubled like a plastic cape on this one, but hey, it is what it is.
It's just the way that you do it. It's the way that both are good, both are bad. It really depends on what it comes with. So, I mean, retro cloth goods are still great. It just really depends on where they're coming from. Like the fact that me and you still want to get the Spider-Man from Metacom. Like, I think those will look really well. It's just how you go about them. But yeah, the 2-pack is available now. You can go ahead and start collecting Raph and Leo with Batman and Robin. I'll probably still pick up Raph. I know you'll pick up both. We'll see.
The other thing, this week you brought some pictures. We got product shots for the upcoming Endgame wave.
Pretty promotional shops, or it's not just Endgame.
We got some of the.
So we have 80th anniversary. So I dropped down a little bit of Cowboy Wolverine, which I like promo shots, even though Hasbro kind of forces them a little bit too much down our throats. I like pretty promo shots and box shots because it means the figures are getting closer and I can hold them slowly. But like even now, we got the promo shots for Cowboy Logan, and he's already on the table. We also got Cowboy shots for the 80th anniversary Punisher, which I will be passing on. And then we got the promo shots for the 80th anniversary Big Time Spider-Man, which I will be getting. It started hitting overseas. It's not here yet. Shartimus Prime is still the only person who has that currently in box in this country, from what I understand. But they also gave us promo shots of the Hitmonkey 2-pack wave with Deadpool. Those still look good.
I'm getting them.
I've already pre-ordered. It's coming out in October. But then, yeah, we got the rest of the promo shots that we did get were for some of the Endgame waves. So we have Iron Patriot, we have Lebowski Thor, we have Iron Man, and those were really the only 3 that we got. And I'm really looking forward to this Iron Man, especially now that I love Iron Man figures just in general.
Paul Bettany Vision looks great.
He does. The problem that I have with the Vision figure is the same one that I had prior. I already own Vision when I got him from the 2-pack from Toys R Us. I get what they're going for with the translucent plastic. I just have no idea what I'm going to do with them. Like, I'll probably pull the Build-A-Figure and I'll probably just sell it to a comic book store around here or something like that. It's just, like, it looks good, but I understand the purpose of it.
Yeah.
All right, we got to quickly get through the rest of these. So
I'll do a run
run through what else you got. I don't think I have anything.
The only other ones that I had that were mainly just news is overseas you're starting to see carded package shots of Marvel Legend figures that we already have. Things like Black Panther, Captain Marvel, Spider-Man from Far From Home, Avengers. They're a cheaper figure wave, and I believe that it kind of meshes with the same currency that we have here. So you could get them for like $5 less. Comes with less accessories. They'll build a figure piece. but you can start to get those figures because overseas it's harder to get the Marvel Legends that we already have. So this is giving collectors that are overseas a better option of collecting those figures, and those have already started hitting. We've gotten pretty pictures of Hot Toys Mysterio. I
have no frame of reference. I'm not buying Hot Toys.
I own 2 Hot Toys. I like my Hot Toys. I'm not a Hot Toys collector though.
Absolutely not.
I picked up Quicksilver because of the fact that I wanted my first Hot Toy, and then I picked up Rocket because I love Rocket Raccoon. But I won't be getting this.
It looks good.
It looks good.
I admire Hot Toys from afar.
It looks really good. The
we
effect.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
They're so expensive.
Yes, they are. Like when they started coming out with the Star Wars from The Force Awakens, that was going to be my. I almost pulled the trigger, and I know it just would have been.
Oh, they're
bad.
tempting.
It would have been bad. So, it looks good from here.
There we go. Other figure pictures that we did get, other than we got our first picture of the SH Figuarts Endgame Battle Ready Thor.
Mm-hmm.
I will not be picking this up. I really don't pick up SH Figuarts when it comes to Marvel Heroes because I always collect Marvel Legends. I am tempted to get the SH Figuarts Far From Home Spider-Man, but that's about it. It looks good. It looks detailed. Still going to wait until Hasbro gives me my own.
And he looks chubby, doesn't he?
He's supposed to be chubby.
Yeah.
Funny.
I think last show I had the McFarlane Toys Sub-Zero, but now we get his arch nemesis.
We got Scorpion. So now we have the McFarlane Toys Scorpion figure being shown. I will be collecting the Mortal Kombat figures. I didn't play them a lot when I was a kid, but I will be collecting these. They look really good. They look like they're going to scale in well with the rest of McFarlane stuff. I'm looking forward to those. I like Sub-Zero more, but I'll be picking up both.
So finishing off, though, what's with the James Gray heads here?
So originally they were solicited, and it showed what we saw back at San Diego Comic-Con, which is the correct one, which is where she had the smiling face with the ponytail, and then she had like this puzzled face with the longer hair to kind of give you that 90s look. Then when pre-orders went up for these packs, it swapped the faces, and people started to freak out because that wasn't the looks that they wanted. They didn't look gorgeous. They didn't look what they wanted. It is a correction notice. What we saw at San Diego is what we're getting.
So of this picture, what are we getting? The one on the bottom?
It's the one on the bottom.
Okay.
So you are getting your pretty figures. You are getting your nice looking head sculpts.
I think I like the ponytail top one better than I like the ponytail bottom one.
You know, I'm not 100% sure anymore which one came with which. I just know that for sure, what was shown at San Diego is what we're getting. So if you want to go back, if you want to go look at them, that's what we're getting.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's all the news I really had.
All right, so let's get into what we came here to talk about, and that is customs. Bryce, do this thing.
I'm a man. I'm no baby, and you're looking every inch a lady. Come on and love me. These are great words to describe my kit bash of Barda. So to kick off
the table cam there.
Yeah, so to kick off the customs, I mentioned earlier I love the customs. This is the one I'm most proud of as far as something I've been able to put together. This is a Zyka Yvonne body. It is an independent producer of Amigo style body, except with more articulation and more customizable pieces. So this body put together with a DC Direct, Mr. Miracle and Deluxe and Barda Deluxe Direct helmet from their DC Direct 6-inch line. That helmet actually fits the Zyka head on the 8-inch figure. And the suit was made by a prolific customizer named Austin Huff on the Mego Museum. So I acquired the suit from him many, many years ago and put this together. And it's been residing in my collection for a long time now. And I love the way it turned out between the suit, the body, and the helmet. I think it's a perfect Barda that no retro cloth company has made yet. And I'm going to have a hard time imagining that they would be able to beat this custom that I've kit bashed.
They look great,
but we'll see. Yeah, so that's my favorite kit bash that I've done. I've also, moving on to the other figures that you see surrounding Barda, I wanted to mention these are my favorite customs I've ever paid for from a customizer. You have Mr. Miracle.
Had to improve that camera a little bit. Yeah.
On the far left, you have Firestorm, Ronnie Raymond. You got Red Tornado, Animal Man, Booster Gold. These are all from the same customizer, and his name is Black Knight on the Mego Museum.
When you were taking those out, I was really impressed by those.
I was too.
Yeah, those look really good.
Like, I'm blown away by like Red Tornado.
I especially love Animal Man. It's one of my favorite comics.
I mean, Red Tornado came with that effect piece that you just weren't able to get on there.
Yeah, I was having trouble with it, so I didn't want to mess with it. But normally in my collection, I have this attached to his hand, and normally it sticks. But I didn't want to.
The table's too shaky today.
Yeah, I didn't want it to fall over.
No,
So
I fixed the table. See, nothing's falling over since I fixed it. See?
Yeah, that's true.
I moved a little bit, and the table shook.
So
that's your fault.
I know.
So Black Knight is on the Mego Museum, and he's also on Facebook. His name is Jason, and anyway, he does awesome figures, and I would love to own more of them, but there's only so much money in
the head sculpts are so good.
They really are. The guy is an expert painter, and he sews a costume like nobody's business.
It's definitely the paint used on the faces that really makes it pop.
Yep.
But I say that, but then I look at that Red Tornado, and that looks really good.
Well, I have a lot of. This is something that we'll talk about when we get closer to mine. Is I don't understand painting the same way other people do. So like the way all of those look are phenomenal. They look like they could have been manufactured. And
also, he's not using the same paint for the Caucasian figures. Like if you look at the Booster Gold and the Animal Man, that is a different shade of paint, and I appreciate that.
Oh yeah,
it's the
not everybody's
looks
the same.
Really good. Looks very unique.
Yeah, he's my favorite overall customizer when it comes to 8-inch Mego. The guy is so talented. So huge shout out to that gentleman.
Deserves it.
Yeah. Moving on to the Man-Bat. So the I'm going to save Man-Bat for a second. Let's go.
It's Jason's favorite. You just have to get to it.
Let's go for it. So muscle-bound Man-Bat produced by FTC.
El Gigante with wings and ears.
I love the head sculpt. The costume is decent. I like it, but the body, it's the wrong type body. It was not something that I thought was appropriate.
As we pointed out, that's the Bane bug.
Yeah, this is the Bane body. It's not the body that I would have preferred. It's more like the Hulk and the Thing body that Mego used.
We talked about it looked like a wrestler, and it still does.
Yeah,
El Gigante.
Yeah, right. So yeah, he looks like he's ready to fight Bane, but that's not what Man-Bat would do in the comics. He wouldn't do well against Bane. So I reveal and present my favorite custom.
Weeks in teasing. It's finally here.
Yeah.
How many episodes have we gone through? Like
this
3
is my
or 4?
Since we started.
Yeah. This is my favorite custom of 2019, if not in the last 5 to 10 years that I've seen, because the ones by Jason I bought them a long time ago, a decade ago. This one I just got from a friend of mine named Boy Wonder Zero on Mego Museum. He's phenomenal. I've seen some of his other customs he's done. The guy is so talented, and I couldn't be happier than to have been the guy to get this one-off custom that he did. I was so happy to see it and contact him about it. This guy, I'm going to hold him up. I don't know if you can see him better now, but he made these wings.
Did he?
They look like the Sauron wings.
Those are the Sauron
But
wings.
what I mean by this is he molded them to the existing body. No one does this.
I wish I had my Sauron out right now.
This is not on any other 8-inch Mego type figure.
I get what he means, though. He's talking about the fact that even though me and you can clearly tell that they're the Sauron wings,
yes,
like it's the arms from the Marvel Legend to begin with, because 6 inches is amazing. But what he did was he took the body mold from there and he reworked it with the pegs, because Marvel Legend pegs shouldn't fit inside of a Mego body. So it is impressive.
It's engineered. To me, it's phenomenal. And I should point out that these are different feet. These are not
Yes,
He's changed the feet. So
I know,
practically everything's different body wise from the FTC product.
It took a Marvel Legends to make Amigo better. Oh!
End the show. We're going home.
And
Drop my
different
mic. Oh, it's
hands.
connected to an arm. I can't drop.
Different hands.
Those are definitely the Sauron hands. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
wait.
No, those are not Sauron
I
hands.
don't. They're not Sauron hands.
Are you sure?
No, they are not. These are
I'm looking-
Mego hands.
Let me look it up.
These are different Mego hands,
Looks like
not
Sauron.
FTC hands.
Either way, it's not about. It's a custom job, and it looks good.
And different pants. Everything's different.
But it's the same head sculpt, right?
Same head sculpt,
Okay.
but painted much better.
Personally,
To match the gray skin, which is the way it was drawn in the comics
They're Sauron
originally.
hands.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Either way, it does.
Well-
Yeah, and there we go.
That's my
At
bad.
50 minutes into the show, it all comes crashing down.
But
At least
notice the 6-inch figures are doing just fine.
you know what? At
I
least
was
at
moving
least
this.
it fell that way and not.
It could have been the
It
other
didn't,
way.
it didn't go off the cavernous drop off the table.
Yeah, right.
If you didn't tell, our table like sits higher than a regular table, so you got about a 4-foot drop, and that's not good for figures.
There's one thing that I will say here is, like, even though everyone watching at home will clearly have been like, oh, that just happened, for everyone at the table, that felt like a 5-minute, I'm afraid.
Oh, thank you for falling gently.
Yeah.
So they're good. They're out of danger.
Yeah.
That's why the bubble wrap is.
Yeah, I have to prevent catastrophic falls. All right, so moving on to my other kit bash
Ooh.
that I did.
I like those.
I should
Thank
mention that this was not terribly difficult to do. So actually, all I've done is taken an MC, that's EMCE,
Mhm.
product by Diamond Select. This is basically the Jean-Luc Picard figure. They only released 2 figures in that Next Generation wave. It was Picard and the Borg. And in this figure, I've just taken 3 Picards, removed the original Picard head, which disappointed a lot of fans. It wasn't a good head. And instead replaced them with the Playmates 1995 Star Trek Space Talk series heads. So you've got Riker, Q, and Picard. It's a simple kit bash, but to me, it's the only way for years I was going to have Next Generation
I think
figures.
you got a good mix of a good head sculpt and a good body, and the suits look great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I would have done more of these, but unfortunately, they never made other Space Talk series figures. They didn't make Data. They didn't make Worf. So I had to stop here. There was no Geordi. So that was all I could do with that particular series of kit bashes. I do want to mention that when this show airs, September 8th, on Monday, generally when we drop alternate heads, this September 8th, just like every September 8th, is Star Trek's birthday.
Yay.
So Star Trek turns 53 on Monday, September 8th, when you see this show debuting on the internet. And that's why I wanted to feature Star Trek. Here you've got Playmates figures as well, the 9-inch versions that were released in the 90s and the aughts. You see plainclothes Kirk and Spock there. And that brings me into my... also, I also brought the... a recent acquisition I forgot to mention earlier was my Playmate, or excuse me, my Mego, rather. Mego 1979 Kirk figure from the 12-inch motion picture line. So that's why he's here. All right, so an extraordinary event happened earlier this year, about 3-4 months ago. An artist recreated the Mego Star Trek playset that so many of us enjoyed in our childhood. He created it to a 1-to-1 scale for actual people like us, actual humanoids, to stand in a Star Trek Mego environment and take pictures at an art exhibit. And it's phenomenal. It looks exactly like the playset. His name is Mattavelli. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. He did the exact playset with all the bright colors and Kirk's command chair and also the navigation console and everything that you would see in that playset is represented in his art exhibit. And I wish I could have gone to it and been able to experience it firsthand, but it is amazing. I sent you pictures in the chat, and that really looks like a playset come to life. So now I'm hoping that makes an appearance at Amigo Meet or somewhere so I can see that one day.
And that's Matovelli, Matovelli, in case you're listening to this, because this will be in podcast form this week on our Google Play and iTunes podcast channels.
So happy birthday, Star Trek. And thank you to Migo and Matovelli for bringing Star Trek back. It's that.
Okay, it's that one. Sorry. I was like, what?
For all those who are producers of the new Star Trek shows, I mean, if you need a guest appearance, clearly there's the obvious choice.
Me.
We need to go ahead. What's Kat's information?
We'll get the pretty ones on there first.
I am pretty.
Well, clearly one person thinks that, who just keeps messaging you.
My mom thinks I'm pretty.
Oh, it ain't your mom.
Oh,
it ain't
okay,
your mom. Maybe his mama.
Whoa
Now.
It's a hot mama. Anyway.
So many kit bashes and many customs that I love, and I wanted to give a shout out also to, that I forgot, Castle Vintage Jones. I always get the hookup for the new Migo product from him. His name is Chuck. So thank you, Chuck.
Make sure you provide a link to me so I can put it in the description so that you can check him out.
Yes,
we do.
All right, Nate, give us some customizing.
So I'm not as good at custom work as other people are. I dabble into it a little bit. Most of the custom work that I do is like minor touches here and there. So we'll start off with the little minor ones. I collect the Dragon Stars figures, and for me, I like to have different sets with my display. So I don't always need one set of, for example, when they gave us Ultra Instinct Goku, the only way you could get Ultra Instinct Goku is without his shirt, which granted is how he was displayed. It's how it was there. But I wanted different sets, especially with things like Dragon Ball Heroes and potential future stuff coming forward. So I went ahead and did just a basic body swap. I got a wherever Ultra Instinct is here on this table.
I'm on the toy cam, so
yeah,
you can actually see it.
So with Ultra Instinct Goku, but then I also just swapped out the body mold so I could have a shirtless Super Saiyan Blue Goku as well, which I think worked out really well. So that way,
that's Figure Arts or Dragon Stars?
This is Dragon Stars.
Okay,
so I just swapped out the Dragon Stars Ultra Instinct. So I bought more than one, and I just swapped out the body mold. So I have the Ultra Instinct Goku without the shirt the same way, and now I have this one without the shirt as well. Looks really good.
Are these like a 5-inch or?
These are about 5 inches.
Okay.
They don't scale well with 6-inch figures, but they do with some, not with all. But in certain cases, like where you do get frustrated, I made this one a while back whenever they first released Super Saiyan Blue Goku. I wanted a Super Saiyan one because they made Super Saiyan originally with the first wave, but I don't keep the first wave of Dragon Stars figures because they were garbage and they just slowly improved over time. So I just painted this one with the yellow and gave it a different kind of touch and sheen so that way I could have a Super Saiyan Goku, which apparently is now all for naught because Walgreens will be making their own. We'll have a Walgreens exclusive Super Saiyan shirtless Goku. And then, of course, in the next set that I've already posted before with Dragon Stars, that we are going to get a Super Saiyan Goku redone. So, I mean, I'm still going to have it. I'll put them somewhere. But those are like the minor touches that I do. Speaking with like minor touches, I also did the Spider-Man Far From Home. We've talked about this before. I just simply painted in the lines. And then, of course, I gave him like the feet designs that he's supposed to have. This is still a work in progress because I haven't done the final touch-ups where the paint won't rub off. But that one I'll probably end up finishing later today. Other like in-work customs, there are certain figures that I didn't think I would ever get. So like My Hero Academia figures, I love My Hero Academia. I'm super excited for My Hero Academia figures that I'll be getting. I've already got them pre-ordered. But in certain cases, I also want figures of myself, just like anybody else would. So I made Nathan Might here. He actually went through a different... That's why we have the bubble wrap.
What was that?
Man Bat fell.
Oh, God. Anyway.
And then the other Man Bat fell.
But we heard it land in the bubble wrap, so it worked.
I was prepared, I think.
worked.
It worked. So I made Nathan Might because I love My Hero Academia and I wanted to have that. So he's gone through a few different costume changes, but I basically just took the Luke Cage body that we originally had, that first Luke Cage, and I just repainted it to kind of get my own style. I didn't want it to be exactly the way My Hero Academia was, and then I used the Magneto head sculpt and painted that and gave him the shadowing that I thought he would deserve. It was still one of my first attempts, so he's gone through a lot of like paint smear where it paints off, where you can kind of see like the older costume underneath it. And then I just had a spare General Grievous cape, or it might be the only one, I don't really know anymore, but I use that as my cape. He's just going to sit down over here now. And then I have a in-progress attempt version of All for One from My Hero Academia over by Emma Frost. That one, it's a work in progress. That one I've barely started on, but it's in the steps of trying to make that, which I may not even continue now that we're getting My Hero Academia figures. They'll probably make him anyway, so in a better scale. And then the one that I was the most proud of, I'm still working on it as well, is my Endeavor figure from My Hero Academia. We've got Goku in front of him. But that one, I basically took the Omega Red body and just kind of cut the pieces off. And it's gone through some phases as well where I used pieces from Omega Red to make the flames. And then I just bought Human Torch pieces and cut those up to make the flames. So I'm still adding more flames on. It's not perfect, but it's my closest attempt at Endeavor, and I love it. So I've done a few dabblings in customs here and there. I don't understand paint the same way other people do, like the paint jobs that you guys have on yours that look manufactured. If you get really up and close and personal on mine, it looks like an amateur did it. But it's just learning. It's just all about making progress.
You don't become Picasso overnight.
It's true.
Now, while you guys are, you got everything before I move on, because mine is very short. Mine's just about buying things. Let me go to the dual shot here. So, I honestly had to think about it, but a lot of the third-party Transformers I buy, they could be considered custom jobs because
they're third-party.
Yeah, like and there's some cases where they do it better. Like this is my Fans Toys Hoodlum, and it's better than the Hot Rod they release. It just is, and I'll do things like that. Of course, I got plenty of third-party, but what I like to do is sometimes I have that figure and it's just not there. As we've seen with Hasbro, they rework weapons. And they'll just change the color
or give you a ridiculously futuristic weapon that doesn't make sense.
I am sick of the guns that came with Silver Sable, Domino, Deadpool,
Winter Soldier.
So what I did, I found I've actually, and I'm gonna give a shout out to this guy. His name is Liselome, Liselome. He is a seller on eBay, and he makes custom cast weapons. Like my Falcon figure didn't come with the correct guns. Falcon has very distinctive guns he uses in the Avengers series. He just put up, not just put up, he has a mold up there for those guns. So I definitely got to get those. What I did is I bought, he has several auctions up, and I bought maybe 6 of his auctions. He put them all in one thing and shipped them to me for one price, by the way. And he even threw in a couple of extras, by the way. What did he throw in there? A Crossbones head sculpt. It was unpainted, but still it was a free headpiece for 6-inch figures and a couple of extra weapons and even a little Cosmic Cube, which I appreciate him doing that, but I think because I bought like a couple of his auctions, like I'm going to throw a little bit extra. I just need
someone to give me the ether.
Okay. Like, for example, I didn't like the gun that came with Hope Summers. I'm going to go to my cam here. So I'm using one of his. It's kind of a more futuristic design, but it looks like something that she would actually have. It's better than the ones they reissued that came out with the Forge from Toy Biz for so many years ago. But yeah, that works, I think, for that figure. And also, as an option, it's Tomitech. They do, and this is not a custom, they do 112 scale weaponry that are model kits. And the one thing I hated about our Winter Soldier figure is that stupid ass gun he came with. I don't even know what that gun is.
I don't know where they got it from.
But I found one of the model kits. It is the saw that Bucky had in there. Granted, the magazine is a bit different and the handle is unable to go down, but this is the gun that he had.
It's closer.
It is perfect, and I really enjoy doing things like that. Like, for instance, I'm going to go to a couple shots of his weapons. I took some of the guns there were a pair of them. I painted them silver. They go right well with my Silver Sable. A couple of swipes of paint. Get the one that hardens into the coating as well. you're done. Silver Sable has actual silver and a very nice coat of silver. I wish I had busted it out for him. The one that I think is funny. Oh, well, he also has custom Green Lantern and Yellow Lantern weaponry,
which I'll need.
Yeah, the axes and shields. He has custom clear shields. If you want to do like the energy shields that Cap ever had. The one that he's really starting to do a lot more head sculpts as well. He's got a custom Gambit head over there. It's not painted, and he has the broken shield for Cap from Endgame, which we didn't get with the Worthy Cap figure. I might have to go ahead and pick
That's
up one
actually
of those.
One of the customs that I'm making currently. Is I have so many of those extra caps because I bought
one up.
Yeah, but it's such a hard material. I have to go buy a new X-Acto knife because my X-Acto knife's not getting through it. There is a good joke to make with the fact that the shield is taking a lot of force to break through, but I'm working on it. I'm using a plain shield instead of the one that they gave with the Worthy Caps. Now that you can't find Worthy Cap anywhere, and I have so many of those extra shields that I'll just paint something over it at the time. But yeah, that's something that I'm working on. When I finish it, I'll text it to you. We'll probably post it if anything else. But yeah, it's
and a lot of my
Worthy
stuff.
Cap.
A lot of my stuff is just add on as well. Like they came out with Spider Noir a couple years ago, or last year, and he had futuristic guns for a 1930s character. And with Spider-Verse, it became popular for him to have the hat. And I found somebody that 3D printed a couple of hats, and as you can see, mine is over there. I mean, it's removable. I'll go to the toy cam there. It's fully removable. You can even get the little dip out of it. He tips the hat. And then he had some custom 45s. So I like doing just those little things to make my figures just get there. Just that little bit to get them perfect. And I'll do custom paint nowhere near the level that Nate's doing over there, by the way, or those figures that you have. I mean, I get the paint pen and like I tried to do my Red Ranger to do the silver bit on his helmet, and I could not get it. I really need a fine point to do this on, but that's pretty much the length of what I will do or what I trust myself to do.
It's okay. We're going to do a little bit more when we switch feet.
Oh, yeah. Seriously, that's the best part of this show. We both found out we have QC. I didn't even know.
I can't wait till the
How
show
did
is
you
over.
not know? You've been handling the damn figure all this time.
I didn't look. That wasn't a thing that I was looking for. And it wasn't something I noticed by accident when it came to... I noticed by accident when I was looking at the Zeo Ranger. I was like, why does this look a little off? And then I looked down and...
I hope y'all enjoyed that portion of the show.
Can't wait until we're done with the show and I hear you run into the room.
I got a blow dryer. We can probably pop the feet off.
Well, I don't have my Ranger with me anyway, so we can't do it today to begin with.
Yeah, I'm not giving you a foot and then trusting you to bring me another one back.
I vote for this being the best part of the show, just for clarification.
We've had to censor that the entire time, by the way.
Well, okay. The other thing I'll do is some of my Masterpiece Transformers, if they're like articulated fingers. I really like articulated fingers.
Me too. That's one of the reasons I like the new Jazzwares Fortnite figures. I stopped collecting the McFarlane ones is the fact that they have that articulated figure.
Really?
Yeah, so they have articulated fingers to an extent. It's these bend down, and then there's the extra joint in the index finger. The only problem is it makes it really hard to hold the weapons that they have. And I only own 2 of those Jazzware figures. I need to collect others since there's more coming. But yeah, Toy Biz really shines when it shows in that Jazzware stuff right now.
So that's about the length of my customizing. I'll do some panel lines as well on like some of my model kits and everything. But yeah, I do like I do have quite a few of the Megazord model kits, but I have them on my desk at work, and I'll panel line those just to give it a little bit extra pop. But yeah, that's my length of customizing. I just buy something and add it on to it. So anyway, we are approaching the end of the show. We got to do some shout outs. Since we are on a customizer show, I want to give a shout out to VMY Toy on Instagram. One of the things I plan on purchasing from him, he does great paint. He does custom head molds. Also, he's got the add-on parts to make our chunky Thor in the armor from Endgame, and I will be purchasing one of those from him. You get a head, you get another Stormbreaker, and of course the paunch. Is that a paunch, or do we just get in the gut? That's a gut.
I think all you have to do is buy another additional one from the Infinity War wave, and you just plop those on.
And he also has parts for the figure arts, so either or. So which is kind of cool. Of course, I'm getting it for my Marvel Legends, and it's really. I actually put up a picture of the head sculpt. It's a shame because his head sculpt is going to shine over all the other head sculpts I have. Great work, VMY Toy. He has a Facebook page as well. DM him for some custom pricing, and shout out, buddy. You do good work out there, and you'll be getting Going to be getting an order from me real soon.
Sticking with the trend of customs for me as well, I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out to Can of Beams. They do a really good job with additional effect parts, just like what you do when you add those additional pieces on. I recently, I think I completed the order. I have to go back and check, but they do a lot of really good work. You can even find them on canofbeams.com. They do additional work with extra pieces that you can add on. So like effect pieces for your Dragon Ball figures, or with the Thor figure, it gives you they'll do an add-on piece for Thunder. In my case, I picked it up because of the Wolverine claws.
Those are really good.
They took actual sheeted metal and then they laser cut them, and they fit within the actual Wolverine claws. Because the biggest problem with some of those claws, other than the X-Force Wolverine one right now, is the fact that they warp inside the packaging, or like the way that they have it suited. They're just too skinny, so they don't fit properly. Those pieces, they're big enough that they fit in the hole, but they don't move. The only problem my wife has said is she goes, "You leave your figures on the floor, so make sure that one's not on the floor so I don't cut myself."
Little dab of super glue on those.
Yeah, just a little bit of thing in there. So
he also makes some really good figure stands, which probably we should
probably invest into. But Can of Beams is one the one that I think everyone should check out. Not that they need any additional love, but if you're sticking with custom parts, go with them. They look really good.
All right, Bryce, shout outs, buddy.
Well, so I want to reiterate Boy Wonder Zero on Mego Museum. Awesome customizer. Other awesome customizers on Mego Museum and on Facebook are Austin Huff, Hough, Austin Huff, and also Jason, the Black Knight, on Mego Museum and Facebook. And I'll also give a shout out to Castle Jones Vintage on Instagram, and also why not FTC on Instagram, Figures Toy Company, because they put out a lot of product that I like as well.
Man, it's putting me to work over here.
Man, Instagram only allows me to put in so many pictures at one time. Okay, just remember that.
Well, there aren't. Yeah, the first three I mentioned do not have Instagram.
Okay, well, I'll do what I can.
Yeah.
So good stuff, especially for the shout outs there. So anyway, guys, that is our show.
Please send me some stands.
We want
somebody donate some money for me for stands.
We're going to dual shot of the camera so we can actually. Oh, sorry, I meant to start up the theme song. There we go.
Well, show notes towards the end where you could find us individually, Jason.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at JasonTheX.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at The Near Plasma. You can also check out our other shows that we have on here from Super Cool Nerd. You can also check out Anime TV. Recently just posted up our newest review of Gurren Lagann, which Cora and I recently tackled, and now we will be tackling Gamers for our next episode. Check out our Instagram posts at Anime TV Cast, where you can find out how to be a fan reviewer.
Yeah, so don't forget the Super Cool Nerd Show on Thursday nights. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Bryce Culver, and also my toy page is Trapdoor Toys on Instagram. Thanks for watching.
And shout out to one of our comments, best theme song out there. You damn right it is. So anyway, guys, thank you for joining us for another bi-weekly show of all things plastic that we love out there. And as we always say, stop and smell the plastic. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Man Bad approves.
All right, that is our show. Thank you so much for listening. If you'd like to check out the live video version of this podcast, you can find it on Facebook and YouTube at SCNS Live. And if you want to join the SCNS Live community, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at SCNS Live. Thank you for listening and have an amazing week.